Good Erev Shabbos, Parshas Vayakhel Pekudei, Vayakhel Moshe es kol adas b'nei Yisrael. And Moshe gathered the entirety of the congregation of Israel. Understand the meaning of gathering and how precious gathering is when we're suddenly robbed of it, not just in our community, but around the world. But the word Vayakhel is an ominous term. As the Medrash points out, that every time the word Vayakhel appears, it marks danger, calamity, a red flag, a hyperlink in the Torah telling us that something is amiss, that something is very dangerous and toxic. Vayikahel ha'am al Aharon. Remember that word, Vayakhel? The Jewish people gathered to Aaron and they said, Kum aseh lanu Elohim asher yelchu lefanenu. Make us a god, the chet ha'egel, the sin of the golden calf. The word Vayakhel appears by Korach, Vayikahalu al Moshe al Aharon, and they gathered to Moshe, to Aharon. And again, Vayakhel aleim Korach. Korach gathered the Jewish people. V'lo haya mayim la'ida vayikahalu al Moshe v'Aharon. The nation didn't have what to drink, and they gathered to Moshe, to Aaron, Vayarev ha'am im Moshe. And they fought with Moshe. They quarreled by the Mei Meriva. And Moshe hits the rock. In response to their complaints, Vayakilu Moshe v'Aaron. And Moshe and Aaron gathered by the Pnei Hasela. And he said, Shimu na hamorim, listen, my rebellious ones. So time and time again, Vayakhel is a mark of danger. It's an indication that something terrible is about to occur. And yet when it comes to the construction of the most majestic, the most wondrous enterprise that the Jewish people have ever engaged in as a kehila, the construction of the tabernacle, the Mishkan, the terrible word Vayakhel appears again. What's the difference? Why is Vayakhel a positive thing over here, whereas Vayakhel is so devastating by Korach? It's so terrifying by the Mei Meriva. It's so awful and off-putting when it comes to the sin of the golden calf. And yet when they build the Mishkan, it's a positive. Rabbeinu Bachya and others weigh in on this contradiction, on this seeming problem of the use of the word Vayakhel in such a majestic and such a holy context as the Mishkan. And he isolates one nafkamina, one difference between the sin of the golden calf and the construction of the Mishkan. By the golden calf, it says, Vayamru elav kum aseh lanu Elohim. Get up and make us a god. The problem wasn't just the Avodah Zarah. For sure, that's a problem that they engaged in idolatry. The problem is that they said, you make us a god. You do it for us. Get up, Aharon, and help us. Get up and do it for us. We will not do it ourselves. This is the problem by the Mei Meriva. We are thirsty. We need a sip of water. We need you to solve our woes. We need you to pull us out of this mess. When it comes to the Mishkan, no one's asking other people to do it for them. Everybody contributes to that enterprise. Everybody pays into the Mishkan with the Machzit HaShekel. And the Nesiim, the princes, are taken to task for waiting and letting other people step up first. The letter Yud of Nesiim is taken out because they let other people get up and do it first. The difference, says Rabbeinu Bachya, between the sin of the golden calf and all the toxic Vayikalus versus our Vayakhel, which is blessed, which is holy, is whether we ask someone else to do it for us, or whether we are willing to pick ourselves up and do it ourselves. There's a beautiful quote by Thomas Edison. He said, opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and it looks like work. We don't want to work. We don't want to do things ourselves. We live in a world where we're constantly being told and given products, and we are consumers how easy it is to be a consumer in our world. We go to a store and we find every product we want. Well, not any longer. We go online and everything's available except if you want an N95 mask and you can't find it for less than $300. Everything you want is available to us. We're consumers. We live in a world of kum aselano, you do for us. What is my school going to do for my kids? What's my community going to do for my spirituality? How is the chazan going to inspire me? How is the other person going to do for me? How is my rabbi going to change my life? Kum aselano, you do for me. But in our new world, we are rapidly learning the new art form of doing it yourself, of getting up and making your own breakfast. Can't have the cleaning lady do your laundry anymore because who knows where she went. You can't have someone else do you favors because they can't get to your house. We're all, to a certain extent, dependent upon our own actions. And of course, there are people who cannot help themselves, and we must go out of our way now and find those people and seek them out and find meaningful and helpful ways to be of service, particularly those who are older, who are sick or homebound. We must go out of our way and form in our own community ways to reach out to them. But the world of kum aselano is long over. But I think there's another important lesson in what we are going through today. There are two types of gatherings. There are toxic gatherings and there are healthy gatherings. There's a Vayakhel of the Mishkan, of the tabernacle, and there's a gathering of Vayakhel of Vayakhel Ha'am by Korach, by the Memiriva, and by the sin of the golden calf. A toxic gathering breeds contempt, lashon hara, jealousy, damaging ideas, war, bloodshed, you name it. But a toxic gathering is beyond all of those. It's one in which community, the very definition of kihila, damages the individual. The hidden blessing behind this nightmare is that we have left behind the world of societal and social comparisons. It doesn't matter anymore who has the nicest car, the fanciest job, the nicest clothing, the best house, the best athlete. As long as your house is closed and you're safe inside, and that's all that matters. But bear in mind, the Yetzer Hara has a way of seeping underneath our doors that have been hermetically sealed. The Yetzer Hara is an airborne virus, and it travels even by electronic means. I fear that we can easily fall into the same trap through the digital world of education. Parenting. You are not a bad parent if you don't have your kid's schedule organized the night before. Or if you do and they don't listen. If everyone else on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram and on email and on phone calls and on Zoom tells you that they have their lives together, that they have every moment of their children's schedules organized and choreographed to the T, because at 3 p.m. they're going to the Cincinnati Zoo, and then arts and crafts at 4 p.m., and then dinner at this time and a snack at this time. If they tell you this, either they're liars or you're meant to dial it down and to shut off the volume. Don't look outward for inspiration, look inward. Find the good parent you are and be satisfied in what you have accomplished and achieved in trying circumstances. Stop looking at everyone else. There's never been more Torah in the world. Never been so many online shiurim, inspirational messages, health advisories. The walls of community in that sense are completely broken down, but it's easier now more than ever to fall into the trap of toxic community, even one that hides under the guise of Torah and Ma'asim Tovim. Every one of us is looking over their shoulder, even rabbis. Instead of searching for the best online content, blow the dust off the sefer in your own house and open it up. Learn with your children for the first time because your teacher cannot do it 24/7. Shut off the Zoom at night and open up your hearts. Sing Zmiros this Shabbos with your family. You don't have to film your family singing Zmiros and broadcast it to the other side of the planet. Just sing Zmiros with them. You don't need 400 rabbis, cantors, and musicians with their guitars and their Erev Shabbos Kumzitz. By the way, this Motzei Shabbos, the rabbis of Skokie are getting together and beyond in our community to sing a little bit together. And that's nice, and you should tune in, and it's a fantastic effort organized by the Kollel. But we don't need that to bring inspiration into our homes. You don't need someone else to validate you. Remember how spiritual you are. Remember how holy your home is. Remember what a good parent you can be. Remember how sweet your children are, and be happy with that. Be satisfied. And remember that we are here still. We are strong. We support ourselves and we support one another, and we will get through this time. To all of my sweetest friends out there, Shabbat Shalom Umevorach.